Hello, hello, hello. This is part two. We will admit this will be shorter. We've already done this, and little old me remembered afterwards when I went to look at the recording that, oops, it didn't record. So that happened, and I share everything because, I'm not him, I'm human like you. We make mistakes. So I was talking about the meats because I posted about that, and I'll get those out in a moment. But I was also making this drink and I liked it. So I'm going to make it again. I didn't make very much. And so, Pam, good morning to you. Say hi while I
Good,
go grab
good
the lunch
morning.
meats.
Okay. Good morning. Chilly morning this morning, but it's going to be a nice day, I think. I like the colder weather. And we're going to watch the her make her morning drink. And
Yeah.
why you make it. You mentioned something about the drinking it in hot water, but you weren't talking about this. You were just talking about something else, weren't you?
Well, so yes.
Okay.
First reference a friend who had like three drinks in front of her in the morning. She's like, "Do you drink more than one drink in the morning?" And I said, yes, I drink water first. And I also make this drink. I'll have coffee. I love coffee. And I also will then, as I make this, especially in the winter, make this drink, I have out my ginger and my lemon, and I will often, not always, but I will often then add some hot water, a little bit of ginger, just raw, and some lemon in this, some lemon juice,
Mhm.
and just sip on it because it's really good for your throat. And some people like honey in both this apple cider vinegar drink that we're going to detox drink that I make in the mornings. And so I mentioned that too. So honey can go in if you're having a sore throat. This is a great place to add. Don't buy cough syrup. It's ridiculous. It's sugar and it's ridiculous. All you really need is some good honey. Some sugar is not necessary. We don't need the syrup. Honey is going to coat your throat. It's so lovely. And then the vitamin C from the lemon, etc. And sip on that. It's really, really good. So yeah, that was this drink. And so what we're making real quick is the apple cider vinegar detox drink. I've mentioned this detox drink many times because it's very versatile. I don't know if you can see what's on my plate there. It is very versatile though, because what we're adding today is apple cider vinegar with some ice. Let me start with the ice. It's about a third of a cup of crushed ice and we measured it, it's about an eighth of a cup to a fourth of a cup of apple cider vinegar. You choose your density. This is really flexible. And then I have some lemon. I do cut off a whole piece of lemon here and put it in, rind and all. Because the more wholeness, the better. And so I just cut it off, just about a nib, put that in there. And then I add my frozen ginger, which I need to cut off some. And so I take the ginger root when I get it home and I'll just chop it into, the size piece, about an inch piece. And then I will just drop those into my drink. And so it's nice and easy and they stay freezer safe. And then, so now we've got apple cider vinegar, some crushed ice, some lemon, and ginger. This would be a good time. We mentioned it before. You could add cinnamon for insulin resistance, for blood sugar control. You can add cayenne pepper for heart health. You can add the honey, as I said, if you really are looking at maybe some allergies. Local honey is known to be good for that as well. I like to add in pink salt. Pink salt, I get about a half a teaspoon of pink salt in there. And that really helps with the electrolyte balance and so forth. And then I add some yummy water.
And the lemons, you put leave the skins on?
Yes, I do the whole thing, the rind and everything. And then now we just zhuzh it up. And the less you process it, things the better. So we don't need to leave that on there very long. And my pretty cup, it's right here. I've already had some dose, so it's an extra dose this morning, and some for my honey. And so cheers. This is it. It is really so good. It is something we were talking about together when I wasn't recording, how delicious this is and how much we do crave it.
Yeah, yeah. And it doesn't sound like it would be something that you like, but it's funny how once you start drinking it, you kind of look forward to drinking it. It is
Yes.
good. It's I mean, I'm not saying it's yummy, it's refreshing. It just feels good in your body.
It does because they seem very alkaline. I mean, acidic, but they're actually alkaline to your body. They create an alkaline ash, both the apple cider vinegar and the lemon do. And so they're really, really yummy and healthy. So that was one part of it. We were talking about detoxing. And I love that. That'll be something that'll be really helpful for you when you're detoxing and unprocessing from sugar next week, if that's what you choose to unprocess. And so next week, as a reminder, we will not be live at 9, which you have the link on at the top of our Facebook group. There is a pinned link with the Zoom for live at 9 every Tuesday. Other than that, we will be live at noon every day next week from Monday through Friday, the 19th to the 23rd. So you can join us there. And if you miss us because of whatever, watch the replays. I do have something that I'm offering for everyone that does comment on any of those. So there's a freebie that's going to be a beautiful opportunity for you to get in on that. All you have to do is comment on any of the posts. So,
And that link, that will be a different link than the 9 o'clock link. It'll be,
yes.
yeah, and you'll post that again on the page so people will know how to get there, correct?
Yes. Thank you for that. Yes. So also then briefly, I wish to talk about something that is a hot topic and something that is beautifully mentioned right now because the United States government is talking about declaring a war on sugar and processed foods. Ultra processed foods happen to be in lunch meats. And did you need something? Okay. Okay. My honey is still here. So I want to see what he wants. Everybody's like, hi, Nick, hi.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. May. So one of the things that we have that's processed that's in a topic of conversation, and I posted in the group, lunch meats. It's like, so if you're unprocessing yourself, what are you eating for lunch? And at the lunch tables for decades has been processed lunch, deli meats and so forth. We talked about boar's head. Boar's head is a a higher form of what those deli meats are. I don't know much detail to be able to offer you in any intelligence right now, other than it is a reputable company. But I would like to even take it further, is to say the highest part, buy yourself a whole chicken or a turkey. Use that. You can roast it, have that for dinner, save some of it for lunch meats, and just shave it off as you need. And then you can actually use the carcass and make a bone broth from it as well. It's very versatile and it really doesn't take a lot of time to do. Pop it in the oven with a little bit of whatever salt, pepper, garlic, lemon, rosemary, whatever source, what kind of seasonings you like, and that's it. And then when you actually have the meat and the carcass, is making a bone broth. So that's another opportunity for you to have like soup and bone broth. And then you have lunch meat too. So if we're not doing that, Tracy, what do we do? And I put together, there is a list in here I found recently on another website that I was on, or another Facebook group, and someone posted this. So I'm not taking credit for it, but they did take this and say Applegate Farms, which I have used many years, is a really reputable company. They do source their meat well, and there's no nitrates in it, which we want to avoid extra nitrates. And nitrates are naturally occurring in some meats. But what we are looking for is something that is organic and nitrate free, and it's not so processed. And that's one of the things when I started to look at this, that I would go by the butcher and go, yeah, that doesn't look like it had legs and walked around. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pressed meat. And so how can what is the best source there though, if we're just running by and that is our option that day that we choose? So that list is in the group. If you're seeing this later, please go look further down on another post. You'll see the hierarchy there of the good, better, bad options. And that's where that organic Applegate was listed as the highest option. Other than that, I also went by Trader Joe's because I'm so excited because Trader Joe's opened near us. And I used to have to
Mhm.
travel like forever to get to one. So now it's literally very close to our house. And Pam and I both have talked about this a couple times, like, what's there? What are you getting? What am
Yeah.
I getting? And one of the things that we were talking about was, before I get to the deli meat real quick, was the sausage. And this isn't a pork sausage. What I like about these are chicken sausage, and they don't have any sugars in them. So this one is one option. There is also a spicy Italian option that neither one of them have any sugars in the label or in the ingredients. And that's an important factor. Pam and I were talking about that, is to look at the ingredient list
Mhm.
versus this list, which is important. This can tell you how much sugars is in something naturally as well, because there are naturally occurring sugars, for instance, in milk. And that's how you know, because they don't say that they add sugar in the ingredients, but they do here. You can tell that there's naturally occurring sugar in it when it's no sugar in here, but there is sugars that's listed on the nutrient label. So we want to look at the ingredients, and in here, zero sugar. And I don't have my glasses, so I'm not reading it to you. I will post this again to the front of the package and the back so that you can see what is in it. And it is chicken and some celery, if I remember. And this one's a jalapeno, so it's nice and it's got really good flavor. Pam, you like it too.
I do very much. And I like the Italian one too. The and you can cook them. We were talking earlier about how you could cook them different ways, and I like to put zucchini squash and crookneck squash, the yellow one, in
Mhm.
with them in like a skillet,
Yeah.
um, and then I add a little bit of organic low salt sodium chicken broth, just a little bit, so that the vegetables have a place to kind of cook, and that is so good. And you were telling me about something with tomatoes, cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, adding some cherry tomatoes into that, they really pop when they get hot. They're beautiful, and there's not like tomato sauce. It's actually the tomatoes themselves.
Yeah.
I know I had a call interrupt. Can you see me?
Yeah, you're just kind of frozen. There you go. Now,
Okay,
now you're live and you're moving.
now I'm moving.
You're moving.
Yeah, so I like those as an option. I do put those in there, some garlic, maybe some liquid aminos, and that is
That
my
would
thing.
be
Maybe
really good. Yeah.
I like the Bragg's liquid aminos. I also like coconut aminos, but this would be an opportunity to mention that too. Coconut aminos is not something that we would do if you're going sugar free, because there is a syrup in it. I could grab it actually, but it has sugar in it. And so you'll notice that. When we go sugar free, the Bragg's liquid aminos, it's a fermented soy option. So that is a healthier option to use, just FYI. So then we get to talk about the processed meats too, real quick. And we like to make these pretty fast, so when we understand that you don't have a lot of time. These are not an hour long every Tuesday. It's going to be less than 30 minutes. Depends on if we're breathing, if we're having a different topic of conversation. If I forget to hit record and we do it
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
it's shorter. Whatever it is. So just know that we honor you. We know that you have things to do as well. So these won't be very long segments. But I wanted to bring up the lunch meat. And while I don't do a lot of ham, this is something that for whatever reason, if you are wanting to, these are pork raised with all vegetarian feed, no hormones and no antibiotics. The little piggies are only fed vegetarian food, which might be a question though, is if they are getting any corn, because corn is inflammatory. Corn, I can go down a rabbit hole about, because I was taught that there isn't any corn that is really GMO free anymore. Even the organic, maybe a blue corn, but it's so cross pollinated that it could be something to stay away from, FYI. But the Trader Joe's organic brands could be an option for you. And they also have the turkey. They have an oven roasted turkey option. And again, these are all vegetarian fed, free range, no added hormones and no antibiotics. And these are well sourced. I like Trader Joe's because they do tend to source their food really well, and so you can trust them more.
Mhm.
And that's really it. What can I trust? And that is a better bad for me than if I was going to go to the deli counter and get something of the name brand there.
Yeah, yeah. I like something else that you had said, the fact that when you're reading something, the front of it is the front of the package tells you, makes all kind of promises to you.
Yeah.
And but when you flip it over on the back, you can see the truth.
This is the truth. This is where they have to
Yeah.
name things. They have to show you what's in it. Um, and this is anything they want to say pretty much. It's like rules off. They know the buzzwords. They will change the labels and change buzzwords and not change any of the ingredients and making you think, oh, it's brand new or it's so good for me now. And actually, they don't change anything on the inside. So know that. And they will say a lot of things that are not necessarily true because some companies, there is regulatory, and I'm hoping they're changing with RFK Jr., but there are some ways that they can get in a little sugar without having to name it. They don't have to tell you if it's like less than 1% or something to that effect. Same with dyes and other things that are just not healthy for us. We are looking to unprocess. And I hope you're looking to unprocess yourself as well. We encourage you, Pam and I, we started this in September and Pam joined. And one of the things I know to be true from seeing over 300 people in the last 10 years and my own 15 years in my office in the clinic is day 10 is a miracle day. And if you can say yes to unprocessing yourself from sugars, we'll talk about fats, we'll talk about other things. If you can say yes to one area at least and give yourself 3 days, that's a magic pill. A
Mhm.
magic pill. If there's never a magic pill in weight loss or anything, but that is a magic time period. 3 days. Pam had an amazing testimony. We'll probably get to next week more. 3 days is great. You understanding, you're getting past the cravings. Your body and your mind is what's keeping you in this addicted state. And you can get past that and things start to taste better. They really,
Big
really
time.
do.
Big time. Yeah,
Big time.
and it's like when you start out, you have my the first time around when I did the challenge, I decided I wanted to cut out sugar because I knew sugar was a problem for me, and in not just the form of refined sugar, although that was a problem. I'd kind of gone down the cookie road for a while, and but it was also in the carbohydrates, that the
Yeah.
kind of carbohydrates that are not the good carbohydrates, and so the things that turn to sugar. There's carbohydrates in a lot of your vegetables, but they're good carbohydrates. But I noticed that after 3 days, I had stopped inflammatory. My shoulders were not aching anymore. I suddenly felt good. Day two was a little hard, but I said I can do anything for 3 days, and I, and I was surprised because at the end of 3 days, I started feeling so good, and from then on out. And we're going to do 5 days next week. And when you get to 5 days, you've really made a big difference because your body's going to tell you if you're doing well, you're in the way it feels. And I'm going to post some things on Friday on our page. And when I post it on Friday, I'm going to go into a couple things about listening more to how your body feels.
Yeah.
And once you've gone to the point where 10 days, well, when we did the 10 days, the last 10 days, I just felt better every day. And it was great. And I was able to carry on. And after that, add back one or two things that I had not had at all. Not, but I knew I couldn't add back sugar. So it just, and no, so
Yes.
now my body tells me immediately when I've kind of gone off center.
hmm I love it. You have such a great testimony. Things that you're going to be sharing, Pam will be posting on Fridays. You'll want to watch because she's like, I'm not perfect. I've been doing this. I knew I needed to be perfect when I had a chronic condition. And when I was in inflammation and chronic health issues were prevalent, I was more serious. But luckily, within the last 7 years with this kidney transplant, I took a little while. I still was very, very clean. And I do live this way about 80% of the time. But
Mhm.
I dip like you. I'm now understand where my body is like, okay, no, girl, like let's get back on the horse. That was me on January 1. I'm like, not wait until the 19th. But yeah, your body will know. And your body will talk to you when you're listening. That's the key.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be fun. Thank you for coming in on Fridays and sharing.
Mhm.
And be sure to be with us on Monday, the 19th. We're going to be live every day next week at noon. There will be another post with that link. You're welcome to come in. And I am offering a special bonus. You will receive a gift for those who are coming in and commenting live. I have a bonus for you. So if you're a replay, watch the replay and hit hashtag replay. Let us know that you weren't able to be there, but comment on these so next week and whenever so that we know you're participating. We know
Yeah.
your questions. One of the questions I knew to ask, or somebody had asked me again, was, what is that drink that you're drinking? And then somebody else said, well, what are you drinking in the morning? I'm like, okay, let's talk about it again. So thank you for this is a community. This is not just me and
Yeah.
Pam show.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
we're building relationships together. So thank you.
And we'd like to see a little more interaction during the week on uh, the
Mhm.
Facebook page, because that's the purpose. It's a place you can come and ask questions. It's a place you can come and say, "I'm trying this. What do you think?" Or
Yes.
sharing something, and no one's gonna say, "Oh no, that's horrible. You shouldn't have eaten that." No one's gonna say that. We're
No.
gonna talk about what's good and what's not good in your best health, in your best. It's not the
Or what
best
I say, a
choice.
better
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, and
Yeah. Or better.
so
Good.
easy to watch all these health ideas on the internet, and half of them are garbage
Yeah.
because they're not. You don't know because they're telling you what you want to hear and using the buzzwords, but you can get the real facts by looking at the back of the package and when you buy and doing some research. And so that's what the page would be for too, talking about things that are or things that are happening, or something this week, I don't feel as good this week, what's going on. And but it's also sharing. So let's really be a community. That's what we really want.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Pam. That was like perfect because when more of us share, then this really is the community where we go and have a resource that we know and trust. I will be offering some more things in the file. So if you look up at the top of your page, there is a top where it says files. You might have to swipe depending on if you're on your computer or on your phone. There are I haven't yet put a lot of resources because I like to do new ones. This new research, this is new data that I'm sharing on these 5 days. This isn't a wash repeat of the 10 days that we've done before. There will be new information based on my core four F's, the food, focus, feelings, and also then freedom. And how do we obtain these? How do we set the bar high? And how does our body say, well, no, I'm not feeling good. What's going on? Just like Pam said, this is the research and this is the place that you feel resourced. So thank you so much.
And one
Appreciate
other
you.
thing that I would just like to say is, if you
Please.
are not getting if you're not purposely going to the page, a lot of times you don't know something's been posted. So you need to go into notifications on your phone or your iPad or your computer or whatever, and set notifications for this group, for our unprocessing group, to receive notifications. That way, when something's posted on the group, you're going to know. You're going to know and not have to go search for
Look. Yeah, it'll come right up on your
it.
notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so awesome. Thank you, Pam. Thank you for joining me. And
It's
thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Hashtag replay. Let us know one thing that you had to take away from today. Are you eating the lunch meat? Do you have another option for us to look at? Are you drinking the detox drink? And what else are you doing with it? So we'd love, love, love you. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.